This is free response question number 1 on the AP Precalculus exam given in 2024. Okay, this is the first instance of the exam, the actual exam, so there's lots of valuable information to get from this test, as of the filming of this video at least. Okay, so this first question is actually super duper easy, so I really don't know why they wanted to ask all this, but maybe they wanted to give some easy points to differentiate between the very high performing students and the average students and all that. Similar to how like a college instructor or professor would. But anyway, I apologize for the background noise. Okay, so figure shows the graph of the function f on its domain. The points 3, minus 3, 1, 0, 1, and 3, 1 are on the graph of f. The function g is given by g of x as 2.916 plus 0.7 to the x power. Function h is defined by h of x, which is equal to g composed of f of x, which is equal to g of f of x. Find the value of h of 3 as a decimal approximation. It indicates that it is not defined. Okay, so this is very easy. You just need to write, well, I don't have the, not again, this, if you're watching this, I've recorded number 4 first. I don't have the scoring guidelines because they didn't give it out as of the filming of this video. They only released the questions then. But I'm assuming they would want you to write that h of 3 is equal to g of f of 3. You want to show as much work as possible. That's reasonable. What is f of 3? You can look at the graph. It's equal to 1. When x is 3, y is 1, or they even give it to us as a point. So we want g of 1. What is g of 1? Well, we plug in x as 1 here. So it'll be 2.916 times 0.7, which is 1.057169. I don't know if in the instructions, in like the beginning, did they say round to how many places? I didn't bother to read it, so as a student, you should read it. I'm just solving this to explain my thought process, but if they don't say how many decimal places to keep, then just keep like as many as possible. That's reasonable. So like 4 decimal places would be good, but my calculator just spit out this, so I put all the values in. Okay? Now, find all values of x for which f of x is 1 or indicate that there is no such values. This is very easy because when x is 1, when y is 1 is asking. It's asking for when f has a value of 1, which means y is 1. Okay, I cannot talk right now. So it'll be here, here, and here. And coincidentally, or maybe not coincidence, they gave us that those are 3 points on the graph. So it'll be x is -3, 0, and 3. I really don't know what work there is to show here, since they give you the points anyway. All right, find all values of x as decimal approximations for which g of x is equal to 2, or indicate that there is no such value. So I would just have 2.916 times 0.7 to the x is equal to 2. This is the setup. Okay, so I would write this, and then I would graph this as y1, graph this guy as y2 on my calculator because it's a calculator question. Okay, so then it would look like this. Clearly y equals 2 is the horizontal line, and the other one's the exponential. You want to see where they intersect, so find intersections. Calculator should be able to do similar, so that is 1. X is equal to 1.100105. I would just keep all the decimal places. Okay. Well, actually, I did not type it in correctly. I had it as 961, not 916. Okay, so the answer is a little different. It should be, yeah, this is what I got previously. 1.057169. Okay, this is the value of x. And you should know that the exponential is monotonic, so it'll only cross y equals 2 equals y equals 2 one time, because it'll keep decreasing, and the asymptote is at y equals 0. Determine the end behavior of g as x increases without bound. Access your answer using the mathematical notation of a limit. So this is very easy. I'll write on the side, limit x approaches infinity of g of x is equal to 0, as we just said. It's the asymptote. And since you have the graph, you could clearly see that as x gets bigger and bigger, it approaches 0. as we expected for an exponential function. Okay. By the way, exponential function with the base of the exponent as less than 1. That's a big clarification. Okay, so determine if f has an inverse function. Well, since it doesn't ask you if, actually the next part asks you to say why, but remember, you can check if something has an inverse by the horizontal line test. Does it hit the curve just once or more than once? If I draw this imaginary horizontal line, not magical horizontal line, I really can't talk right now. If I drew an imaginary horizontal line, it hits it 3 times right there, right? So the answer is no. Fails the horizontal line test. Give a reason for your answer based on the definition of a function and the graph of y equals f of x. So this is the hard part probably of this problem. You gotta be able to use words to explain. Okay? Not just know that, oh, it's the horizontal line test. Because this is asking you, use the definition of a function, not horizontal line test. That's not the definition of a function. Okay, so a function, remember, there's only one output for each input. That's the idea of a function. Okay, so based on the definition of a function and the graph of, okay, so let's just state that. A function only has one output for each input. Okay? If f inverse exists, then for each y value of f, there should be only one possible x value. This is not the case. For example, when, let me continue down here, y is equal to 1, the 3 points that they give us, when y equals to 1, x could be -3, 0, or 3. So f inverse does not exist. Okay, so I didn't explicitly say that for f inverse you swap the y and x of f. Okay, I kind of said it here. If f inverse exists, then for each y value of f, there should be only one possible x value. This is not the case, for example, when exactly those 3 points. Okay, so I kind of implicitly said that the y and x are swapped between f and f inverse. The input and output are swapped. Okay, so this is, again, a very easy first question. The hardest one would be this one, just being able to use words to reason through. But otherwise, as you can see, I solved it in less than 8 minutes. Okay, so hopefully this is helpful if you were a test taker and you were confused or didn't know the answer to one of them. Hopefully I did it right in the first place, but this is how I thought through them. And again, I don't have access to scoring guidelines. They're not out yet. So I don't know how many points I would get, but this is how I thought through the problems and answered them, and writing out why I think it's important.